That would be a nice feud too.
Is Becky still wrestling?
Yeah, she's going to get AJ Lee. Everybody's coming back. I don't think you never have a Becky already. I didn't hear her, but she didn't come back. Yeah. No, she's not a baby like I love her another one. She didn't come back better.
It's the NFL Sports as we welcome you into Paycor Stadium on the riverfront here in Cincinnati. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll take it across the 25 to the 26-yard line. It's Kenneth Walker. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. You talk about this Bengals defense. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now they just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run 1 or 2 receivers to make sure your quarterback stays in. We'll soon find out.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw this guy was going to be open immediately. So he wanted the run.
Everybody's so sad about the Warriors. I didn't know they didn't earn a playoff spot.
Immediately got to the pass.
Oh, they suck real bad, Jimmy.
Immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
They suck really bad. They're on the playoff spot.
Steph was hurt, although they ain't like they used to.
Yeah, Steve Kerr, he was like, we're not the 26 Warriors.
Yeah, it's not, yeah. They old.
It's terrible. They're going to suck. One DJ in my class talking about the Warriors the best team in the NBA. He must like it. He must have been a die-hard fan.
He just must be a fan.
He just say they're the best team. He had me believing it for a while.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Oh, so do they retire his jersey even if they're still playing sometimes?
Huh?
Would they retire your jersey even if you're still playing sometimes?
No.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Again, it's Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. That's Walker. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. And he remains perfect on this opening drive. Charles now 5 of 5 and another first down to work with.
He's like one of those great shooters in basketball that has his rhythm, has his confidence. He doesn't think anything is going to miss right now. As far as he's concerned, he's going to be perfect the entire game. And who's to say that it isn't going to happen right now?
5 yards is the tally on the first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. First and goal. A chance for an early statement here on the road. Here's Walker. And takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. Kenneth Walker, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on his drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. Out of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
What is she doing?
Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line. Here's Daniels.
Get out of Oh, my goodness.
Pass midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's good for 28 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Daniels. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But certainly hit the point of no return in this one because that was absolutely the last time they could afford a sack. You got to sustain your blocks and keep your quarterback clean for as long as it takes in this situation. They failed up front this time to do so.
There's a space here. And all the way in for Cincinnati score.
He's no seen that.
His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bengals are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it, each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Oh, good-looking return set up here.
So slow.
Good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you score once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. No matter what the defense throws at them, they feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And Evans drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Johnson the intended target, but it'll be second down. You talk about this Bengals defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
So prepping for this game, I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
7-7, our score after one.
A gain of 16 yards.
The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a draw play. It's Walker. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stay behind the line.
At the Bengals' 39-yard line.
Lawrence will throw. His throw incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will. If you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw Lawrence. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has been a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanking.
You can really taste it.
This time on 3rd
It's
down.
good if you can.
I'm good.
The salmon salad, it's supposed to be like tuna with salad.
I heard it.
You need to come a little stronger.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence.
Man,
And it's incomplete.
Trevor Lawrence, I may have to draft a quarterback.
The Lions turned away on
This
4th
fool
down.
missed that.
And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They'll run the tail. And he's going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Daniels looking to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs.
And a gain of 3 to the 33. From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And they'll get this down to about the 30, 31 yard line.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Brings up 4th down. And
pass. They'll change it at the line.
Oh.
Doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 40. Lose some bounce. Taylor will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven they can go ahead and score? So what was the formula to get?
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Emeka Egbuka, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. They give him 20 and give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the time when you talk offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. That means that they're ahead of the defense and it's keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. Back to Taylor on first down. And he'll work 3 for 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 95 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in his first half. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
Let's go, man.
Defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by a return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your
They going back
teammates and
here.
coaching staff, make
You
plays
never
on
can
time.
tell if they're blowing her or clapping for it. Instead, the WWE crowd is red.
The extra point there for Borregales.
Clap for her. Right.
It's up and good.
You can't ever
The score 21-14.
That can make her punch to begin with. You let her run her and AJ Lee came back and
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And then the kick is away.
yeah, I do.
And this will not be
told him
returned.
to
It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
No, I only made a little bit. But I was trying to take it.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Throwing after the interception. Daniels. Deep one for Johnston. This is
Man, who was that?
and he is able to take this way down into Detroit
that?
territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. 54 yards. A real a field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. To throw is Daniels. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Well, there is some problem there, though, after that sack. It's second and 21. Throwing now is Daniels. His early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Lions are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, partner, the coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true. Last time, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and trying to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those things to happen. Incredible win, too. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's complete. Cameron Smith. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions and all that. But as long as we're there after the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can win with that. If you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
Now it's second and 10. Here's Lawrence. Throw out to Walker. 4 yards the gain, and will bring up a third down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Bring me one of them pops out the freezer.
Third down and 6.
Make sure you put them pops out to their butts. Whenever they get frozen. Take them out to their butts. The pops in their
You
butts.
can take them out now. On season. On the season cold, baby.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Why would they make him go back like that?
And they'll indeed go for it. Here's Lawrence.
Then they make this nigga Trevor Lawrence is the biggest bum on the game.
So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Most of these niggas bugs.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Second and 10. Working out again, Daniels. And is going to be incomplete as he ran him a bit too much.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter.
Yeah, what's up with the game?
Here we go. Here we Warriors 17, 19, touch, hey, smash Bronco, Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready?
The final shot before break. Daniels. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
Man, how do they just catch every ball? If I touch it, they catch it. I don't do nothing, they catch it. What? Maybe I should start throwing the ball deep.
Final seconds of the half.
This game, man, is trash.
Crossing up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL. 28 Sports.
Andres Morigao is set to kick off.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
Okay,
The Bengals drive about to get going. It's a tie football game here. What do you think Charleston message was at halftime?
I think they probably just looked at things and said, unfortunately, this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the giver. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Get it? 60 Eagles, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers, Racket 60.
To the air goes Daniels. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 34. Operating from the gun, Daniels.
Man, this sounds amazing.
Down inside the 10 and work him at the 5.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Cougar 19.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Quentin Johnston from 4 yards out. And the Bengals have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point by Carson, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, pretty solid return. You only got it to the 35. at the 34. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this game was all square at halftime, and now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense.
It's hot. The pace is hot.
To get back in this game.
It tastes a little better now.
Walking the curve, I'm gonna pay attention. Yeah.
So you have to taste the flavor now.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Okay, ready? These are 24.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete.
Niggas can catch balls with 3 people on them. My people can't catch nothing as soon as they touch.
Broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. There's a short
There we go.
Johnson. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Lawrence going to fire it out wide, complete. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Keandre Lambert-Smith, 41 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
You ain't got to worry. You're going to win regardless. I'm going 0-16.
And we are all tied at 28.
Oh, you ain't seen that? Oh, you saying that's all I'm doing?
So a tie ball game here as the kicks
It's
away.
effective.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
I ain't trying to win, but I'll show you something else.
The Cincy offense
Got a
is out
few
ready to go here
tricks.
on their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now Daniel's going to keep it. Oh, he finds his running back open downfield. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A very solid gain of 27. So the Red News in the Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And we'll get it inside the 45.
That was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To be honest, you done caught about 3 tough catches. Man, that one for the half was garbage. The other one, 3 people was on him.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
They had enough yards for the 1st down, but a clutch hit right there defensively jars it free. No first down.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
19 Lions. Ready.
Daniel's going to throw for it. This is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bengals take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
Man, I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it, having that kind of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Points certainly not at a premium here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
6-yard. 1st down, Detroit.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Repeat of the last play, Fred Walker. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And this one is going to be off the mark. Too far out in front.
Offense is moving him a little bit, had him back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and make a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now Lawrence to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Slot man moves right. Walker down 1st and 10. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Keandre Lambert-Smith. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is we're all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Well, this one setting up for a great finish. All time in the fourth as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The one part is good. I thought they were going to be
The Bengals drive about to get going. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to bring the potential right here. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down and 6.
It's now second and 6 at the 39-yard line.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Daniels. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
That's good for a Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Second and 12 at the 35-yard line.
Now Daniels. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession here.
I don't know.
33.
They'll take over first and 10
I was
at
smart.
their own 33-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
I don't care.
And the question, can they turn that interception into points?
I don't
Tied
care.
up for the moment in the fourth quarter. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards of final time.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. Here's another nice example. They set up the screen. He's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Lawrence will throw. Inside the 20. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Keandre Lambert-Smith, 43 yards. And the Lions have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth. So now here come the Lions up to go for 2. Lawrence going to look to throw for it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't a fool. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
35-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, as president quarterback, the number 4 is kind of like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. This is called by McMillan. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Daniels looking to throw. Now he'll take this and run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Bengals
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here, clean the toothbrush. Ain't nobody for a toothbrush like us. Yeah.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain.
That's the next time you hear
Here's
her
first and 10 now.
You was there for you.
Now this time he wants to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He'll look to throw. And he's caught McMillan with it. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 42.
That's good for the Bengals.
He's back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
They'll find McMillan here. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They give the team out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Back to throw.
Oh, my goodness.
Incomplete. The way he's throwing the football.
I'm trying to let you score.
Complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked.
And he is in. Second time right here in the final minute of the fourth quarter. Carlson on for the PAT. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter.
Makes the score. Bengals 42. Lions 41. Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here's first and 10. Open man is Ibuka. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double the pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know, this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throwing now, Lawrence. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And oh, they were nearly intercepted. That will seal it. Instead, it'll be second down.
It moves to second and
10. Here's Lawrence. Got him in. It's legal. And that, not at all what they were hoping for. He does stop the clock, but it eats up precious time and winds up losing yardage. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's third and long. Lawrence. And that will be incomplete with the clock down now to 13 seconds.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the two-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Here we go. Gotta have it. Lawrence.
Oh,
Incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs.
Seven Pirates! Get it? Cougar 19! Warriors 17! Scoop!
It looks like he'll throw here. Going for it all. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
19 Tigers!
To throw is Daniels. Looking for the end zone.
oh, that is dirty.
Taking the lead, some late gamesmanship here.
Who is that?
Well, this is of course set up by the stop the ball to go on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the fourth quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the first down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gordon. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bengals as